Diptyque Laurent joins us for a look through the press now. It's 80 years today since the signing of the armistice ending the Second World War. What are the papers saying, Dipty?
Well, Karis, there are some very poignant front pages today. Let's show you this one, the Daily Mirror, the British Daily here, republishing a cartoon by Philip Zek from May the 8th, 1945, so 80 years ago. This cartoon showing a vet here saying, "Here you are, don't lose it again," in reference to this note here that says victory and peace in Europe. And you really do get the impression from the Daily Mirror that the era of post-war peace certainly seems over, because there seems to be a lot of illusions between that message and the current political context with several conflicts on the rise. And in fact, that's something that the Eye is looking at. You see here 80 years of hope, it says on its front page. Hope, certainly a word that a lot of the papers are evoking given the current political context, Karen.
And we also see the escalating violence between India and Pakistan also making headlines, as we see on the front page of the Eye.
Yeah, that's right. Nuclear warning as Pakistan and India urged to step back from the brink of war, the Eye says on its front page. It comes, of course, after India launched deadly missiles against its neighbour yesterday. And you really see a lot of defiance from the Indian and Pakistani press. Let's start with the Indian press today. This is from Business Standard, daily paper here, that says Operation Sindoor, that's a name that's been given to this operation, takes the terror fight to Pakistan. Delhi has said that the strikes are in response to a deadly terror attack last month in Kashmir, which it accuses Pakistan of being involved in. And there's really a sense of this bellicose tone that you see in the Indian press today. This paper also looking at why the Prime Minister Narendra Modi named the operation as Sindoor, and also goes through a lot of pains to underline that Indian authorities have said that it was a measured, non-escalatory attack. So that's from the Business Standard. This is from the Hindustan Times. Sindoor serves justice, it says in a very bold headline. And you also have Free Press Journal. That's also another Indian paper here that goes with this headline, Pakistan punished. So you see this very strong language in the Indian press. Lots of focus in this paper as well on what it sees as a measured attack against Pakistan. The paper saying that care was taken to prevent civilian casualties, rather. And then you have the editorial of The Hindu here, which has this editorial here called Strokes of Justice. And in it, the editors of the paper accuse Pakistan of using terrorism as a, quote, low-cost instrument of war against India, and having done so for decades. It also says that Pakistan harbored Osama bin Laden despite claiming to be an ally in the war on terror.
Well, how's Pakistan reacting to all this, Dipty?
Well, you have a lot of the similar language in the Pakistani press today. This is from Pakistan Today here, which sees those Indian strikes yesterday as a heinous provocation. The paper also underlying the Pakistani Prime Minister's words that those aerial strikes will not go unpunished. The editors of Pakistan Today in this editorial here, this editorial calls it a dastardly attack, but one in which the Indian leadership should be embarrassed. The paper reminding us that 5 Indian jets were downed in the attack yesterday, and that it says Pakistan's air forces were able to intercept and respond to Indian airstrikes. So for this paper, it feels like those strikes really say a lot about the limitations of India's aerial force more than anything. Nonetheless, the paper does at the end say that it is really important that the international community step up before, I quote, restraint is gone. And finally, you have this from Dawn, another Pakistani paper that really denounces what it sees as a weaponization of the media, the lack of objectivity in how this conflict is being reported, both from the Indian press, which it says a large part of it is controlled by businesses that are close to the BJP, the ruling BJP party, but also in Pakistan, where it says some of the media misuse religion to stir up bigotry in the country.
All right, Dipti, here in France, another story that we're covering for you on France 24. Paris Saint Germain fans are celebrating a thrilling win over Arsenal in the Champions League.
Yeah, a lot of jubilation in the French press. Karis, this is from L'Équipe, the French sports daily, that says Libéré, a title that is also a not so subtle reference to today, May the 8th, the signing of the armistice to end the Second World War. The paper hails Paris Saint Germain that was in difficulty, but one that eventually triumphed over Arsenal with a 2-1 lead, 2-1 win rather. This is from Le Parisien, also joyous in its front page. Paris Saint Germain is in the final of the Champions League. It says where it'll face Inter Milan in Munich later this month. As you can imagine, not quite the same story from the British sports pages. This is from the Star Sport, which says it's an art ache for Arsenal coach Mikel Arteta, and the Daily Telegraph, Daily Express rather here, saying that the Gunners are down and out in Paris.
All right, finally from you, the Guinness Book of Records has attributed a new record to a woman with the largest Minion collection.
Yeah, that's right. And she comes from Perth, Australia. Karis, I think that's a place quite familiar to you. This woman, Liesel Benecke, has amassed more than 1,000 pieces of Minion memorabilia after falling in love with the yellow creatures 15 years ago. She has bobbleheads, she has blankets, she has Lego sets, she has a shower curtain, water bottles, even 2 tattoos. She also keeps a giant 3-foot tall stuffed Stuart who lives in her car, her dedication now earning her a spot in the Guinness Book of Records.
Well, that last one's certainly a good excuse not to have to go pick your friends up from the airport, for example.
Indeed.
Thank you very much for that, Dipti. Thank you to you for watching France 24. We'll be back after this short break.